YouTube, I hope you all are having a blessed day. I am here with a stack of these adding machine tapes from my last video. And I wanted to show you what we're going to be doing. I don't know what you want to call these, bamboo or chopsticks or who knows what, but this is what we're doing. And I am starting with a 13-inch square of black fabric. This is Kona black. It's a really nice weight. It's very soft and it's pretty opaque. And then we're taking our adding machine tapes and we're just adding them. And we're slicing and dicing them to whatever whim we might have. Like I'm still considering using this piece in one of them. It'll be chopped off up here, but that's fine. I don't want all the blocks to be uniform. I want them to be free form and have a lot of different movement. And I had started this earlier and I was doing something else and I really didn't like how it was turning out. Then I burned myself with the iron again and I busted a nail. So I said, okay, well that's a sign that I'm going down the wrong path. And I changed and I'm very happy with this. I think it's very striking and I think it'll be a fun project. I am looking to end up with 12-inch block. I'm starting with a 13-inch block. If it's a 12-inch block, then I'll need 4x5 to make a throw size for a charity quilt. So what I'm doing is I'm laying this down like this at whatever angle I want. It can be perfectly straight. If you like straight lines, it can be crazy. It's up to you. I am just taking a ruler, and that's that. Okay. So then I'm taking it over to the sewing machine. Okay, we are back at the sewing machine and I'm just lining this up, popping it under the needle. We're doing obviously a 1/4-inch seam, taking a few stitches to lock it down, and now I'm just going to line up the edges. And I am pressing all of the seam allowances out towards the black because that's the natural way that these strips want to lie. Okay, so that is our first piece. And if you want to skew it a wee bit, you can do that. And you want to generally try and keep things straight. This is going to be a very thin bar, but that's fine. Take it back over to the sewing machine. It's a simple straight seam. And there's our first piece. And now, so it's not the same, I flipped it upside down. Okay, that's the next seam. Again, it's a straight seam. It's real easy. Alrighty, there is our second strip. And I'm leaving the paper on until we are done, the blocks, just so, I mean, this is something you could do over a cup of coffee, watching a movie, with just, just pop it off. Alright, and now I'm going to cut this down, give it a little bit of an angle there. And again, I flipped it again because it is the same strip. Real simple, easy trim. And now we'll have this for our next one. Another simple straight cut. And I actually like to sew this way because it's easier for me to see the color section on the bottom than if it was just black. Let me go sew this and I'll be back. There is our final piece. I'm happy with the way that looks. Okay, there we go. Now it's a little cockeyed and that's fine. That's why I cut it larger. So this will cut down nicely into a 12.5-inch square. And I kind of like it the way it is. Here's our second one. And I'm thinking that when I lay them out, I might change them. When I have all the blocks done, I'll trim to the smallest size. But I kind of like it. I think it's very striking. I love the color. I love the spark of color. So that's basically all it is to it. You're just taking your piece of adding machine tape, putting it at the angle that you want, and then using a ruler to line up the edge, cutting it, sewing a straight seam, pressing it. Again, I press toward the dark because this doesn't like to fold up on itself. It's too much bulk. So let it go to the background. That's all there is to this. So let me zip up some more and I will come back when I have the rest of the blocks done. Hello there, YouTube. I wanted to give you a brief update. I had a change of heart. I'm not going to do 4 blocks by 5 blocks. I think it'll be too big. My thought process is these will end up in a chemo ward. They really don't have that much room in the chairs and the recliners, so I'm thinking that this will be fine. I'm going to do 3 by 4 with 3-inch sashing, and the quilt will end up being 51 by 67 and a half, so I think that's plenty large for sitting in a recliner chair. And at this point I have squared up the blocks. They're all 12.5-inch unfinished, and the sashing will be 3.5-inch unfinished, and the sashing will end up being more adding machine tape. I'm going to start making that now, and I will come back when I have the top finished.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy.